What is up, YouTube? That's here, bringing you guys another episode of In It to Win It VGC 2019 Ultra Series content. Today, I am proud to bring you a super cool meme team. I know a bunch of the teams I've actually shown this format, they've all been like super meme, but like this is a super meme team that I think can actually go super high in the ladder. I know I've said super a lot, but that's because this team is absolutely superb. So the Pokemon we're going to be actually running today, we're going to run down all the items, all the attacks, everything on every single one of these Pokemon because you guys left such a positive amount of feedback on the very first video I did where I actually just ran down like 3 of them. We're gonna run down all of them because I know I have a lot of people who are coming from Let's Go. I have a lot of people who haven't played VGC in a while, so I'm gonna do my best to run down anything and everything about all these Pokemon. If you guys have any questions, please leave those in the comments below so I can answer them because I'm definitely 100% available to answer any questions you guys might have about the team. So yeah, the Pokemon we're going to be running here, we're going to be running Terrakion, Whimsicott, Mega Gallade, Tapu Lele, Primal Groudon, and Xerneas. Note that, yeah, I'm using Legendaries this time. Yeah, I'm using Restricted Mons this time. But just because I'm using Restricted Mons and Legendaries doesn't mean I'm not going to have the most amount of fun that I have. Terrakion is probably one of my top 5 favorite Pokemon. I love Mega Gallade. Xerneas, if I had to pick a restricted Uber, is probably my favorite, but that's because I just run a very unique set, which we're going to talk about when we get to it. But, speaking of unique sets, let's talk about the items here, because our items are going to be very unique as well. We're actually going to be running a Rocky MZ on Terrakion, we're going to be running a King's Rock on the Whimsicott, we're going to be running a Galadite on the Mega Gallade, we're running a Focus Sash on the Tapu Lele, a Red Orb on the Primal Groudon, and of course a Power Herb on the Xerneas. So the items, the Pokemon, the abilities, the stats, the moves, what do they all do? What is the strat behind the team? So I feel like I'm going to briefly talk about the strats the team can execute, and then I'm going to talk about the items for each Pokemon. So this team is a perfect example of a Terracott team. You see the Terrakion, the Terra, and the Whimsicott, so a Terracott. The main combo of this team is to use Whimsicott's attack. It gets an attack called Beat Up. Now, for those guys that don't know what Beat Up does, Beat Up is an attack that it has like a really low base power, but it hits an opponent one time, or it hits a Pokemon one time for every single one of your Pokemon that you have. Remember, in VGC, you have 6 in your team, you only bring 4 to each game. So if all of your Pokemon are still alive, you're hitting 4 times. Now, this is really good when being paired with Pokemon like Terrakion and Gallade before you Mega Evolve, because remember, before you Mega Evolve, you have a different ability than after you Mega Evolve. So, yeah, we're going to be using Beat Up, which is a Dark-type attack. Very weak. It's only going to be dealing 1 or 2 damage to these Pokemon. And we're going to be hitting our own Pokemon. We're going to be hitting our teammate. So, if you hit the Terrakion or you hit the Gallade, Gallade and Terrakion both have an ability called Justified, and what Justified is it's an ability that says every time you take damage from a Dark-type attack, which Beat Up is, you get a 1.5 power boost. So, you're going to hit your Terrakion 4 times with Beat Up, do a total of like 8 HP. Same thing to Gallade, it's not going to be doing that much at all. And you're going to get a ×4 attack boost. It's like 2 swords dances, and then your Terrakion and Gallade just slam in moves like Rock Slide, Close Combat's just a ton, like a huge, massive amount of damage. Also note that Whimsicott has, a ton of usefulness. Like, it's one of the best Pokemon in the game. It's one of the best Tailwind setters in the game. I think it has Beat Up, it has Tailwind, and like I said, we're running a Fling King's Rock. So we have Fling on there, so we can Fling to make them flinch. You know, I'm a big fan of those Fling shenanigans. That is not a standard thing. I know you guys see it in a lot of my videos, but that's not standard. If you guys want to try and make that standard, I'm the best place to come to because I've used Fling on pretty much every Pokemon. So we're going to be flinging a King's Rock and potentially flinch things. Also, I can use Beat Up on my opponent's Pokemon and flinch them because King's Rock has like a small chance to activate every single time they take damage. So if you hit them 4 times with a Beat Up, they're going to have 4 chances to flinch. So you just got to be smart and not beat up your Terrakion and go for a Rock Slide that turn, which is what most people are going to do. You really lead the Whimsicott, Terrakion, you want to go like Tailwind with Whimsicott, Protect with Terrakion, and then next turn, once you have the speed, you go for like a Beat Up in your Terrakion, Rock Slide, one-shot everything. That's not going to work here because we have like a King's Rock on a Whimsicott, and we'll flinch our Terrakion every single time. So we got to play it smart, and just remember, our opponents are going to respect that option enough to where I'm never going to have to do it. They're never just going to lead with something. They're not just ever going to lead, like Charizard and, Zapdos, 2 Pokemon that are notably slower than Terrakion, and let me just do something like that. They would never let that happen. Our opponents are going to be a lot smarter than that, and because they're going to be a lot smarter than that, we're afforded the luxury of that illusion. And another illusion this team gives off is Whimsicott's ability is Prankster. Now, Prankster is an ability that says all of your moves that don't deal damage, like Tailwind and like Encore, which Whimsicott's using. Encore, for those who don't know, it traps whatever Pokemon that you use Encore on and using the same move that it just used for the next like 2 or 3 turns. It's like really, really good. And so Priority Encore is really, really good. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have caught on. You're like, you have priority moves with the Whimsicott, but you're running Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele's Psychic Terrain, you know what, the thing that activates when Tapu Lele gets sent out, says that you can't target Pokemon that are grounded with priority moves. You're correct. And so we're actually not going to be using a Prankster Whimsicott. We're going to be using a Chlorophyll Whimsicott. A Chlorophyll Whimsicott. Holy moly. Now, for those who know what Chlorophyll is an ability that doubles your speed while in the sun. So instead of getting priority moves, let's just still be as fast enough to do whatever we want, because Whimsicott has like a 115 base speed, I think. It's super fast. And we're going to be using Groudon there, Primal Groudon, activating the sun, doubling our speed, and we're going to be able to lull our opponents again into a false sense of security. We're going to be able to have Lele and Whimsicott on the board. They're going to think I can't Encore them, and I'm just going to Encore the heck out of them, and we're going to leave them with a look on their face like, how did you do that? That's against the rules. I'm on the ground. Psychic turns up. How do you do that? And again, you only have like 30 seconds to make your timer. We're literally going to like Shadow Realm people, like Mind Crush them every single time. It's going to work every time. I promise you it's going to work every single time. This is a Meme Team Supreme. So we have the Terracott thing. We have the Gallade Whimsicott thing. We have Tapu Lele Whimsicott thing. It's all super good. We have Groudon Whimsicott. This team has like 10 different playstyles. We have the Terracott thing. Also note that like Gallade, Tapu Lele, both psychic types. Gallade could potentially get a boost from the Tapu Lele psychic terrain. This team has like 5 or 6 different like modes that you can play, and I absolutely love it. It's a ton of fun to play. We're going to talk about the items, nature's abilities, moveset right now. I've already talked about Whimsicott for a little bit, but we'll still go over it. We're going to start with Terrakion. So Terrakion, for those of you guys who don't know, really, really good Pokemon. Really, really fast, really strong, huge rock slides. This thing's moveset is going to be Protect, Stone Edge, Rock Slide, and Close Combat. It's going to be a Jolly Nature, and it's going to be holding a Rockium Z. Rockium Z, if you don't know, it's a Z move. It's not nearly as long as all the other Z moves in this game. It's just going to be doing massive amounts of damage, and it can one-shot things without even being super effective. Like any like Tapus we see from our opponent, any like random Pokemon that just want to like sit on the board and be bulky, Terrakion's going to one-shot you with the hugest Z move, and that's actually why we're packing Stone Edge and Rock Slide, because I want to use my Z move off of Stone Edge. Now, for those of you guys who know how Z move works, Z moves have like a multiplier, right? They multiply your base move's damage, and they do like a lot more damage the stronger your move is. So since Rock Slide's a 75 base, it'd be a lot smarter, and we actually get a lot more KOs on the very specific Pokemon, like all the Tapus and stuff, by using a Rockium Z boosted off of Stone Edge. So it's smart to use the Stone Edge. If I had to cut one move on Terrakion, I would cut Stone Edge, but I don't really know if I want to cut it just yet, because I think Terrakion is absolutely amazing, and being able to fire off huge Rockium Zs is hilarious. Like, we're going to be one-shotting pretty much everything with that if we're not intimidated. After that, we have Whimsicott. Whimsicott is going to be, I think we're using a Timid Whimsicott. Obviously, get that speed nature, once again, very, very fast, and also Timid nature lowers our attacks. It means our beat-ups are going to be doing even less damage to our teammates. We're running the Chlorophyll ability, like I said. We're going to be holding a King's Rock, and our moveset is going to be Tailwind, Encore. We have Beat Up and Fling. Very, very good moveset. Very fun Pokemon. Whimsicott's going to win us so many games, I promise. After that, we got Mega Gallade. And like I said, Gallade has different abilities. Every single Pokemon, well, not every Pokemon, but usually when a Pokemon Mega Evolves, it loses the ability it normally had, and it gains a secondary ability. So we're going to be using a hidden ability Gallade. Also note that Whimsicott's ability up there, the one that I said was Chlorophyll, that is Whimsicott's hidden ability. It's kind of hard to get on it, but, you know, I definitely got a friend to help me out with that. So, anyways, we're going to be using Gallade here. So, Gallade is going to be using its hidden ability, well, Justified. So, Justified, like I said, same thing as Terrakion, gets a 1.5 boost every single time you take a Dark attack. And when it Mega Evolves, though, it loses Justified. So, any beat-up combos you do, you have to do it before Gallade Mega Evolves. So, very important. And, it gains Inner Focus when it Mega Evolves. So remember, Inner Focus is one of the best abilities in doubles. It goes around people using moves like Fake Out and any flinch moves. You've seen from like past videos how important flinching is in VGC. And oh my gosh, like being able to not be flinched. Like if they just lead something that I need to one-shot with a Gallade, well, I can just Mega Evolve and be like, you're dead. Like if they lead Stakataka, I can just lead Gallade, close combat that thing, and easy peasy lemon squeeze. So like I said, we're going to be another jolly natured Pokemon. We're going to hold in the Galadite so we can Mega Evolve. And we're going to be using Protect, Wide Guard on Gallade, Close Combat, and Rock Slide. And I think Wide Guard's really, really important because we're going to see a lot of like Groudon teams, a lot of Xerneas teams, a lot of Kyogre teams, a lot of those teams slam in like Eruptions, Precipice Blades, Water Spouts, Dazzling Gleams. Those are all AoE moves, like spread moves, and Gallade's Wide Guard protects my whole team from that. And it's relatively, everyone knows Gallade gets Wide Guard, but they normally don't respect it. So if we can come with like Gallade Whimsicott, go for like a beat up on my Gallade, Glade uses Wide Guard on that turn, I can actually go for like a cool strat. Like this is the reason why I have Wide Guard. So like I can lead Glade Whimsicott, right? And if they lead like let's see, what do they lead? They lead like Kyogre and literally whatever they want to lead with. I can go Wide Guard first, right? Wide Guard is a priority move. It's the same speed tiering as Protect. So I can do that first, and I can beat up my own Gallade, even though I still have my King's Rock on. So I get the +4 on my Gallade before I Mega Evolve. We'll block all the damage from our opponent, and then next turn, all I really need to do is just, you know, I can fling whatever one of those things I want to fling, or I can beat up my opponents just to go for a % chance flinch, and Gallade just going to one-shot everything with Close Combat and Rock Slide. So it's definitely like a combo thing. Hopefully we can pull it off. It's not going to be very easy, but, you know, like I just said, I just kind of walked you through the process. Hopefully we'll actually see it in the game. So very cool stuff. Gallade, like I said, very, very fun Pokemon. Relatively underutilized Mega Evolution, but it is definitely one of my favorites. After that, we have Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele is a pretty weird set. We're going to be running a Timid Tapu Lele with a Focus Sash. This thing's ability is Psychic Surge, which is going to activate a Psychic Terrain when it goes on the field. Remember, Psychic Terrain, like I said, protects all Pokemon that are grounded. So anything that is on the ground. So flying types and levitators are not protected by Psychic Terrain, but those protected by Psychic Terrain cannot get hit with priority moves. So like Quick Attack, moves boosted by Prankster, Extreme Speeds, stuff like that. It's not going to be working here. And Lele's moveset is going to be Protect, Ally Switch, Skill Swap, and Psyshock. So we have Psyshock just to punish other Xerneas. It's actually a little bit better than moves like Psychic, even though it's a little bit weaker. It's an 80 base power versus a 90 base power. Psyshock's really good at punishing things like Xerneas because Xerneas is known for boosting its special defense. A lot of Pokemon are really, really EV trained in the special defensive stats. And those are just saying like, you can't hit a Dark type with that team. Do I have a problem hitting a Dark type with two other fairies being like Whimsicott, Xerneas, and then like my other Pokemon are two super beefy fighting types? I shouldn't have that big of a problem hitting other Dark types. And, you know, like I said, Lele is basically there for the it's basically just there to trick people, to lull them into a false sense of security. I always say it, your opponents are at their weakest when they think they're winning. So since they think that they're going to be winning, they're like, why did he go Lele Whimsicott? He can't even Encore. I can Encore. I'm going to Encore you. And then once I Encore you, I'm just going to switch my other Pokemon setup and absolutely sweep you. So yeah, Lele Ally Switch switches positions with your teammate. So it's really good at leading with Xerneas. If they're going to target the Xerneas with something, Lele switches in, gets out of the way, and creates a little 50-50 guessing game after they've already seen Ally Switch. And it's really a cool meme move that I like on Lele. And last but not least, Skill Swap. Skill Swap's a really weird move on Lele. What it does is it trades Lele's ability with any other Pokemon. So it's useful for taking your opponent's abilities away from them, but I want to use it, I want to take my teammates' abilities. I want to use it with Whimsicott and take Whimsicott's Chlorophyll and reactivate my Psychic Terrain because it reactivates a Psychic Terrain. So a good example of how I really want to use this is, like, let's say I have Groudon and Lele on the board, and I know that they're going to switch in a Kyogre. Remember, Kyogre's Primordial C thing makes it so no fire attacks can be used at all. And what if I really want to use a fire attack? Well, if I know they're going to be switching in the Kyogre, I can skill swap my own Groudon, which activates after the Kyogre switches in, and then it's going to reactivate my Psychic Surge, and it's going to reactivate Groudon's Desolate Land. And then so Kyogre's going to switch in, activate the Rain, I skill swap, activate the Psychic Surge again, and activate my Desolate Land again. So it's a super, super safe play for winning the Weather War. You're going to see me do it 3 or 4 times, and it's an absolute game. It's game over. It's an automatic game-winning move. If there was one move that you had to cut to, you know, put something really cool like Psych Up or like Moonblast or something on Lele, you would cut the skill swap, but being able to automatically win a game for one move, and like your opponent had like no clue that it was really going to happen, it's priceless. You can't put a price on that. So really, really cool stuff. Being able to activate and steal abilities, like being able to steal very specific abilities. I can steal our opponent's Intimidates, and it reactivates when Lele gains the ability. That's the really good thing about skill swap. Abilities that activate upon being sent out, reactivate upon a new target receiving the ability. So really, really cool stuff. I'm sure we'll see some skill swap shenanigans really soon. After that, we're using a very unique special Groudon set. It's going to be holding the red orb so we can go from regular Groudon into Primal Groudon. We're using a modest Groudon. Holy moly. I think we're modest. I don't think we're timid. I think we're modest. But we have Protect. We have Eruption, boosted by the Desolate Land, boosted by the fact that we're a fire type when we're in Primal Groudon form. We have Overheat just in case we're too low HP to use Eruption. And last one is we have a Stabbed Earth Power. Tons of damage. A lot of people aren't really respecting the potential for special Groudon. A lot of people switching their Intimidators. They new to the Groudon. They're like, all right, cool, I'm fine. Special Groudon is absolutely a monster and able to, like, it's a late game sweeper. If I get a Tailwind set up with Whimsicott, I come in at the right time with Groudon, and Eruption just absolutely melts things. I don't really think we're going to be bringing a lot of Groudon, but like I said, Groudon has a ton of synergy with Whimsicott. Groudon is really good at checking, like Xerneas is, and a lot of the Pokemon that kind of wall our team, Groudon's really, really good at dealing with. So, Groudon, really, really cool Pokemon. It also really fits the aesthetic of using, like, Zerndon. And so, I really do like the Groudon here, even if we're not going to use it a whole lot. You can actually see, we're actually not really going to use the Legends all that much, or the Restricteds all that much. We're mostly going to be going, like, the first four, like, Whimsicott, Terrakion, Gallade, Lele type stuff. Maybe we'll go, like, Whimsicott, Terrakion, Lele, and then we'll pick a Restrictive Mon, and every once in a while, we'll substitute out the Gallade for the Terrakion. That's kind of the way we're going to do this here. And last but not least, we actually have Xerneas. We're actually running a Bold Xerneas. It's heavily invested in the defensive stats. Its ability is Fairy Aura, holding the Power Herb, and guys, remember, if those who don't know what the Power Herb does, Power Herb is an item that says your charge moves. You know, think of a move like Solar Beam or Sky Attack or Geomancy in this regard. Instead of taking 2 turns to charge, they only take 1 turn. So Geomancy is a move that doubles your special attack, doubles your speed, and doubles your special defense. It makes Xerneas an absolute monster, and our moveset's going to be Protect, Geomancy, Dazzling Gleam, and Moonblast. Very, very good Pokemon. It's one of the best Pokemon ever made, and it's going to win us every single game if we can actually get set up with it. So, guys, that is the team. Please, please, let me know in the comments below if you think I did a good job with this. If you think I took too long explaining the team, I'll also take that criticism. Like, I really do not know what I should be doing in terms of, like, should I be really explaining things for newer players? Should I be holding off and just going straight into the game so people can see the action? I'm walking a fine line here, and I need that type of feedback to know which way I should start tweaking my content. So, guys, we're going to hop into some games. Wish me luck. Get ready for some memes. Here we go. Alright, so we're going up against Metagross, Kyogre, Yveltal, Kartana, Toxicroak, and Ludicolo. I wonder if that's actually going to be a Primal Ogre, or it could be Scarfed. Have to assume it's Sash on the Kartana, Toxicroak, Ludicolo, tons of Fake Out support, which means we're going to be putting our Tapu Lele to work this game. Oh man, I really like the Tapu Lele here. Tapu Lele is going to give me so many free W's against all those Fake Out users. It's not that great against, like, the Metagross. It's not that great against the Yveltal, but we should actually be fine with using Tapu Lele. Now, I don't think that I'm going to lead with it, but I really do think that we have a ton of opportunities. What if I just led, like, Tapu Lele Groudon? Is that really good? Let me think about this. Like, Tapu Lele Groudon? Is that good? What is he going to do against Tapu Lele Groudon? I actually just want to see. What do you do against Tapu Lele Groudon? Like, I'm actually just curious. Do you have a check for this? I don't think I'm actually going to bring Xerneas. Xerneas is not that great against Toxicroak. It's not that great against Metagross. It's not that great against Kartana. I think I'd be much better off going Whimsicott. And since we're bringing Whimsicott, would be a better idea to bring Gallade or Terrakion? Gallade or Terrakion? That's a good question. I could switch Gallade in, get a justified proc. Do I need the inner focus? I might. Terrakion's technically better because it packs a Z move, but Terrakion has the weakness to grass. We're actually going to bring the Gallade. Terrakion has the weakness to grass, weakness to water. I think Gallade's just going to be a little bit better. This is not the way I wanted this first game to go, but we still got the memes. We still got everything we need. We still have Whimsicott. We got the Tailwind. We're just been going with the Gallade variant, the more defensive option. Because Gallade doesn't have as many, like, obvious weaknesses to this guy's team as Terrakion does. Gallade has Wide Guard. Gallade has 2 different abilities where Terrakion only has 1. So Gallade might be making an appearance in this first game, or we're just going to absolutely roll him with Groudon Lele. Holy moly. And let's see what he leads with. Yveltal, Toxicroak. So again, this guy's thinking he could probably just, like, switch in Kyogre. That's what he's going to do. He's going to be like, I could switch in that Ogre. The Ogre would retake Groudon's ability, and, like, I'll be fine. That's what he's thinking. He's like, I'm going to be absolutely fine. And I'm going to show him that, no, you're not going to be fine. You're not fine. And he's going to switch to the Toxicroak for Ogre. 100%. 100% guaranteed. Now, he's also probably running a vested Yveltal. He might be going for, like, Foul Play on my Groudon. But we'll see. I think I'm actually still okay here. Because Groudon, I'm using a modest one, so I shouldn't be taking a ton of damage. But let's see. He might also not even be faster than my Groudon. So, yeah, he's going to switch Toxicroak because Toxicroak's ability is Dry Skin. It takes like, residual damage, kind of like burn damage at the end of every single turn where it's in the sun. So, that might be a Sash user, so he's probably switching it out. So, we're going for a big Eruption. And we're going to Skill Swap. And we're using Skill Swap, like, prematurely. Because you know he's not going to be Fake Outing because we have the terrain. He's just going to be switching. He's going to be switching in his Ogre. He thinks he's so safe here. So let's see it. Let's see that Ogre switching, my guy. Protect. Oh, he's just staying in. Is he sashed on the Toxicroak then? I mean, And he's going to try and kill my Lele with like a gunk shot or a poison jab or something? I don't know about that. And he's showing the protect on Yveltal. He's actually checking to see if I have skill swap. I think that's actually what he's doing here, which is fine. I think it's totally fine. So now Groudon's the one with Psychic Surge, Lele's the one with Desolate Land. So that's actually really, really important. Like I could switch my Groudon out, bring it back in, and double activate it. So let's see if this Toxicroak is packing a Sash or not, or if he just wanted like a free switch. He is not packing the Sash. He decides to check. He decides to fodder the Toxicroak instead of just automatically losing the game. And let's see how I want to handle this, because I can just reactivate. Like Lele is pretty fast. Yveltal can outspeed both of my Pokemon, but is it full speed with nature? Otherwise, we outspeed with Groudon and Lele. Groudon's 90, Lele's 95, Yveltal's 97, I believe. So, since we're using, like, really speedy Groudon, really speedy Lele, we should still be actually fine and just go for the same exact play. We're going to switch abilities again, we're going to skill swap back to reality, and we're going to do the exact same thing. If he wants to go for Ice Beam, yo, go for Ice Beam. See if I care. Eruption. And those guys, remember, Eruption's based. It's base damage. It's normally a 150, but it gets weaker the lower your health at. So you always want to be at full. It's really, really important to be at full. And right now, remember, he can't use Sucker Punch because we have the Psychic Terrain. So really, really good protection from Yveltal for the most part. He didn't set a Tailwind or anything. He's going for the Tailwind now, but, like, is that enough? Is that really enough? It might be enough, but I think we're going to be okay because we can always bring in Whimsicott. And another thing is, like, you know, Prankster moves don't work on Dark Pokemon. They took away that, and so Yveltal probably thinks it's really safe in front of Whimsicott, but Whimsicott's not Prankster, it's Chlorophyll, so we're going to be able to Encore that Yveltal if we play it correctly. We outspeed his Ogre. It's going to be so good. I know he's going for Ice Beam, but not before he takes a fat chunk of damage. Holy moly, that's big damage. Origin Pulse, no! It is not raining. You thought it would be raining, but it's not. Let's see, how do I actually want to get out of this? Who has the Desolate Land ability right now? Groudon? So, yeah, Groudon has it back, which means I shouldn't switch it. I am actually just going to use Eruption again and Psyshock the Kyogre. I could actually skill swap. Yeah, I think I will actually skill swap. Or, sorry, Ally Switch, sorry. So we're going to Ally Switch to make it so Groudon gets out of the way of the Ice Beam, so I'm firing off max damage Eruptions for as long as possible. Because you know he's using Ice Beam this turn. That's his only other move that can deal damage, right? So he has the speed right now. Foul Play, go into the Groudon slot most likely. What was Lele, right? See, they're right there. And it's totally fine. He takes some Life Orb damage. We're going to be doing single target Eruption damage. This is what I like to see. Thunder in the sun. Remember, Thunder's normally a 70 accuracy, but it goes to 50 accuracy in the sun. So not too optimal. Single target. And he actually speed tied us that. No, he didn't. He has a Tailwind up. Man, I'm so ballsy. This guy has a Tailwind up, and I'm just absolutely memeing on him. So Metagross is going to come in here. Metagross is going to be able to Mega Evolve, go 110 base speed, and so Megagross is actually going to be able to completely, like, outspeed my Groudon. But, I can outplay that. There's 2 turns left of his Tailwind. Do we just switch out the Lele? What would we bring in if we were to switch out Lele? Let me think about that. Because I still have Whimsicott. And I think I'm actually just going to go for a Psyshock onto the... I think I'm going to Psyshock the Kyogre and let the Lele go down. If he wants to target the Lele, he can. I think that's fair play. And then I just bring my Whimsicott, who has... Whimsicott has Encore, it has Chlorophyll, and it's going to double the speeds. And so Whimsicott can go for Fling on the Metagross. We'll be able to use Fling, Eruption. We'll be able to have a pretty good time. We know he's most likely to take K-Win the Lele anyway, so like next turn we should actually be able to grind him out. Like we should actually be able to just... body this man next turn, because Metagross is 110, Whimsicott's 115 base, so Stomping Tantrum into the Lele, that's absolutely fine. I'd actually rather that would happen like that. I'd rather that happen, because if Stomping Tantrum fails, it actually deals double damage, so if it would have went to Groudon and failed, it would have dealt double damage this turn, just in case something went awry. And for those of you guys wondering, when's the sun gonna go away? The sun does not go away when it's a Desolate Land, and so right now, he thinks that there's a Psychic Terrain on the board. There is a Psychic Terrain on the board. He thinks that, like, Whimsicott can't do anything. There's a Psychic Terrain. But in reality, I'm Chlorophyll. My speed is doubled. And we're going to outspeed his Metagross. We're going to go for a Fling on that, which is going to get a 100% chance to flinch. And we're going to be able to slam in the biggest Eruption you've ever seen in your life. Double KO. Show me what and if he protects, we just Encore him. So, Fling into King's Rock, and we outspeed because right now he's like, wait, what? Why is that outspeeding? He just now is realizing the power of Chlorophyll. Thunder doesn't do anything. Thunder's absolutely useless, and we take the Eruption. Oh my goodness. Hilarious. Oh, man. Chlorophyll Whimsicott. See, it's all about baiting your opponent. Like I said, when your opponent thinks they're at their strongest, that's when you strike. And we take those. Literally, absolutely wasted. Oh, man, that was a good game. All right, we're going up against Kyogre Lugia, another Terrakion, Cresselia, Gengar, Metagross. What a weird team. I don't know how I feel about this. This guy's a really cool team. I think I can get away with going the Whimsicott Terrakion, though. Like, what's he going to do? Cresselia could be a problem. I'd have to fling it. Fling. Would it be better to go Gallade, then? Let me think about this. Because Terrakion's really, really good. But Terrakion takes a hard L to something like Metagross. Whereas, like, Gallade could do stuff if it had to. I want to use Whimsicott. Let's go Whimsicott. And then I think I'm going to go Whimsicott Terrakion. And I'm going to see if I can get this to work. I think we're still going to go Groudon. Now, I know he must have Skill Swap on that Cresselia. That's the only reason he would actually use Cresselia. IMO. But he doesn't have Fake Out, so we don't need Lele. So we're just going to bring Xerneas. And we're trying to make this work. We're going Terrakion, Whimsicott, Groudon, Xerneas. Should be fine here. I want to just roll him with Terrakion. I want to show you guys the power of one of my favorite Pokemon. And hopefully we can. I really don't know what this guy's going to do. This guy's a pretty meme team. But we'll see. I want to know what that Terrakion's packing. I wonder if we have the exact same like Z move set. I wonder if it'll come down to a speed tie. Gengar, Cresselia. Gengar is, well, Terrakion's a lot better versus Gengar. But it's also possible he's going for a Trick Room here. And Trick Room would be a bit of a problem, but I have a strat for Trick Room. So we're actually just going to go for a Fling. We're going to go for a Fling on the Crest. And he might be actually just going Trick Room with Gengar. That could be the trick. That could be the tricky part of this Trick Room. Both those things can get it. He could be going for a, oh, we're fast. Is he Trick Room with Gengar? Let's see, he didn't Mega. So it's going to flinch that thing right up. Shadow Ball. Absolutely fine. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Shadow Ball ain't doing shit. Terrakion, I don't care about your special D-drop. Terrakion extra thick. Rock Slide. Give me that big damage. Let me think about how I want to deal with this. I wonder if Beat Up will KO Gengar from here. What do you guys think? Maybe? Maybe? It might. It's super effective. Let's try it. Oh, this is going to be hilarious. Yo, let's go, chat. Continental Crush. Into the Crest. That is the full HP defensive Bold Nature Crest. Let's kill that Gengar. Oh, they didn't do shit. Oh, crit. Give me another one. Oh, Curse Body. No, no. Oh, we still did the last hit. Another crit. Beat Up. Whimsicott. OP, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about here. And the Z move. I don't think we KO Crest here. I really don't think we KO. Considering my Rock Slide did like a hot 10%. This is only like 3 times stronger than Rock Slide. So it's going to do a fat like 45%. But we'll see. See how much it does. Big damage. No whammies. What you got? That should be doing a lot more. He actually Icy Winded, so he's not using Trick Room. I wonder if I have EVs on my Terrakion now that I'm actually like, I'm curious. That seems a little bit weak. Seems a little bit weak as far as Terrakions go. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check and see if I have EVs. If I think I do. I mean, doesn't that seem a little bit weak? I mean, I know he's full HP defense, but still, seems a little bit weak. Just a little bit weak. All right, let me just check to see if I have EVs. I mean, there's an easy way to check. Terrakion 110. I don't know if my Terrakion has EVs. I don't think it does. It does. Alright, cool. Let's see, how do I get out of this? He has that speed control. I don't think he has Trick Room and that. So we're actually going to switch. I'm going to double switch. I'm going to switch Xerneas over there. And I'm going to switch Groudon over there. Because he doesn't know that we're not Prankster. He has no clue that we're not Prankster. So he's going to hit the Terrakion, which is the right-hand slot. So Xerneas getting in for relatively free here. Probably. I mean, he could hit the Whimsicott, but I really doubt it. You should hit the Tracheon, because the Tracheon's a Pokemon that could... I could go beat up that turn and, like, one-shot your whole team if you don't hit the Tracheon. So you gotta hit that Tracheon slap. Alright, let's see what he has. Taking out that Gengar was hilarious. I'm really surprised he doesn't just Trick Room, but... I mean, he doesn't have to Trick Room. I'm alive. If he Trick Rooms now, he's an idiot, because he just slowed all my Pokemon speed. Unless you want to do a double switch out in a Metagross. I'm just kidding. That would have already happened. So we go Metagrossite. Remember, Metagross goes up to 110 speed. And, I don't know if I actually need Xerneas to win this game. As weird as that sounds. We'll see. We'll actually see what he wants to do. We'll see what he wants to do. Ironhead should be going in my Groudon slot. Yep, so I can play the game, chat. So I can play the game. And probably Ice Wind again. Thunder Wave. Oh, that ain't it. He misses, though. Ooh, okay. Thunder Wave and Icy Wind. This guy's crazy. You know what I'm actually going to do? Let me think about this. I'm thinking about doing Geo and Eruption. As weird as that sounds. As weird as that sounds, I'm thinking about using Geo and Eruption. You can only stop one. Let me actually just go for the Overheat. Just kidding. I have 7 seconds, chat! This is the right play. As weird as it sounds, this is the right play. Because this gets around a couple switch-ins. Remember, he still has, like, the potential to use, like, Ogre and weird stuff. Ironhead and the Zern's absolutely fine. Like, I really don't care. Yeah, I just eat it. I just eat it like an absolute champion. There's the Geo. And let's see what the Crest wants to do. Is he Trick Rooming me this turn? Because if he Trick Rooms me this turn, Groudon's going to absolutely rinse him. So we'll see. So this was the safest play, because this gets around any shenanigans. Right? This gets around any weird stuff they could be busting out. Let's see it. Give me my boosts. Icy Wind. Yeah, that ain't it, Chief. That is not it. I mean, you can hit the Xerneas if you want, but, like, it's whatever. He thought that was... So most Xerneas would get one-shotted by that, but not mine! You're not the only one that can use a full HP defense Pokemon with a bold nature. Alright, so let me look at this. He still has the potential for Ogre. I'm really surprised he didn't bring it out. We're going to protect Xerneas this turn and go for an Eruption. No, I actually just have to Overheat. I can KO that Cresselia literally whenever I feel like it. It does not have Trick Room. It does not have Trick Room, Thunder Wave, and Icy Wind. He might switch in an Ogre this turn. Lugia. Ooh, he didn't bring Ogre! Okay, that works. I win. I mean, even if he wants to use, even if he wants to go for, like, Stomping Tantrum, Protect, wow, that's actually, I'll actually just take that. Think about this then. Yeah, I need to go Eruption. So we are going to use Moonblast on the Lugia, and we're going to Eruption. Eruption might not kill Metagross if he wants to Stomping Tantrum me, but if he Stomping Tantrum me, he's not hitting my Xerneas. So that's the strat here. We're going to go Moonblast into Lugia. We're going to do a ton of damage. Remember, Lugia has the ability Multiscale, and it makes it so when you're at full HP, it's just like Dragonite. You take half damage from the first attack. Like, that's a +2, like, Earth Power. Oh, he's actually going for the Earth Power Lugia? Oh, I didn't think that was happening. Oh, I should have just overheated. Actually, this still might be enough to KO Metagross. Stomping Tantrum, the double? That's still fine. Like, you know I got other stuff from the back, right? Like, I got Whimsicott, too. I got a Whimsicott. He has Leftovers. I actually really like Leftovers on Lugia. It's one of my favorite items. Let's see. Yeah, Whimsicott. We're going to actually Encore that Metagross into Stomping Tantrum, I think. Because I don't think Stomping Tantrum will KO my Xerneas, as weird as that sounds. Because Stomping Tantrum's not super effective, it's not stabbed, and that Ironhead only did that much. So we're going to go for a Moonblast on the Lugia. Should be able to pick up a KO. Should. And, yeah, we're going to go for an Encore. And it's better than going for a Tailwind, like, Protect play, because he can also trade Tailwinds with me. Yeah, that works. Works. Checks out. 115 base speed. Whimsicott coming in hot. Also, encoring that thing into Stomping Tantrums, and Terrakion might be able to get something done. Like, I can go Protect, set up a Tailwind, and then outspeed. So hopefully we KO here. Yes! That's what I'm talking about right there. That's that good stuff. Stomping Tantrum shouldn't KO me. Shouldn't. Boosted by Tough Claws. but like extra thick. Yo, we literally extra thick. The thickiest. And we're just going to set like Tailwind this turn. And do I actually want to do that? Let me think about this. Will Dazzling KO that Cresselia? It's actually really, really important that it does. I'm actually going to Moonblast and Tailwind. So we're going to Moonblast. We're going to Tailwind. He's going to Stomping Tantrum my Xerneas. And then I have to kill the Crest. So like I can't let him set up I can't let him set up an Icy Wind on my Xerneas or on my Whimsicott. And you know he's going to take out the Xerneas with the Stomping Tantrum. So watch how we play this here. So Moonblast into the Cresselia. KO. He's going to Stomping Tantrum KO my Xerneas. I'm going to bring up my Terrakion. Right, Terrakion is then going to get beat up by Whimsicott, and then it's going to one-shot that Metagross with a +4 close combat. That's the idea. +4. Hopefully that's enough. Hopefully I didn't need a Dazzling Gleam that Metagross. I mean, Dazzling Gleam would have only done like 20-30% tops, but we should be fine. If I had Earthquake here, you know I'd be doing it. And he's stuck in a Stomping Tantrum. He can't protect, he can't do anything to get around it. So if I really wanted to be super cheeky, I could even... Actually, how many turns do you have left on This is the last turn of Encore. I might have to go for like a beat up. Beat up into the Metagross, LOL. So yeah, we're going to go for a close combat into the Metagross. And we're going to beat up our own Terrakion. And it's going to activate my Justified ability, giving me a +4. It's going to be a neutral close combat off of a Jolly Terrakion, but remember, we're in a Tailwind. So we're faster than the Metagross is going to be, and he can't go for like a Bullet Punch or anything because he's already Encored into Stomping Tantrum. So like, this should be able to KO. I really have no clue how bulky he is, right? I don't know if he should be Jolly. Get that KO, guys. Get that KO. Metagross goes down. Outplays for days. You know how hard it is to set up these type of like beat up strats when you can't beat up your own Terrakion because you got a King's Rock on and you have to use your King's Rock first? But we still come back and we rinse them. Take those W's.